So this is the fourth video on chapter 2, and it's on measurements of length, volume, and mass. So the fundamental system international unit of length is the meter. And so here this table is showing you different prefixed units based on the meter. There's the kilometer, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter, micrometer, nanometer. And so to the right, you have the meter equivalent. For example, 1 centimeter is 0.01 meter, or 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So basically, this gives you metric prefixes unit equalities with the base unit, because you can write that 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters from this, or 1 millimeter is 0.001 meter. So that's units of length. Volume. The volume is a measure of the amount of 3D space occupied by a substance. And so the system international unit is the cubic meter, and the symbol is meter cubed. And so here the purple cube is representing a meter cubed. And so if you divide, the three sides by 10, and you remove one of those little cube out, it's 1/10 to the, so 1 decimeter cubed. And now if you divide the 1 decimeter cubed and divide the three sides by 10, and you remove one of those little cube made, it's a cubic centimeter, right? And so solids are commonly measured in cubic centimeters. So the cubic centimeters is more commonly used. And what you should absolutely remember from this slide is that 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter. That's an important relationship here. And it's by definition, it's been made like that, such that 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter cube is representing 1 milliliter. And so this way you can change between the liters and the cubic centimeters, or the milliliters and the cubic centimeters, which are both units of volume. And so 1 liter is equal in the metric prefix, with the meters, it's 1 decimeter cubed. Mass. Mass is a measure of the amount of matter present in an object. The system international unit is the kilogram. So that's a prefixed unit with the prefix kilogram. And 1 kilogram is 2.2046 pound, because you're probably used to a pound living in the US here. Pound is used for body mass, for example, and things you buy in large quantity for the kitchen are in pound. And if you want to know what are how many grams you have in a pound, 1 pound is 453.59 grams. So these equivalents between English and metric system would be given to you. So let's do this concept check. I want you to look at this on your own before you watch the answer. So choose the statements that contain improper use of commonly used units, which means which of these statements do not make sense. So a gallon of milk is equal to about 4 liters of milk. So does this sound reasonable or not? Well, yes, a gallon of milk is equal to about 4 liters of milk. It's slightly less, like 3.85 liters. And so, for example, if you go to Canada and fill your tank of gasoline, here in the US, it's in gallons, but in Canada, it would be in liters. And so the amount of the number of liters is 4 times more than the amount of gallons you would take here in the US. So a 1,000-pound man has a mass of about 90 kilograms. Does this sound reasonable? Well, we'll just saw in the previous slide that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pound, or about 2.2 pound. So let's round it to 2. So if we have 90 kilograms multiplied by 2, it's 180 pound. And so yes, a 2,000-pound man must have a mass of about 90 kilograms. That's reasonable. A basketball player has a height of 7 meters tall. Yeah, 7 meters tall. Knowing that uh, 7, meters, there is about 3 feet in a meter. So you cannot say that 3 feet in a meter. So 7 times 3 would be 21 feet height. So that's not plausible at all. It must be actually, instead of meters, 7 meters tall, it must be 7 feet tall, and that's more reasonable here. So in meters, then it converts, you divide, 7 feet by 3, and it's about a height of 2.3 meters, which is very tall for a man, but um, that's possible. Last statement, a nickel is 6.5 centimeters thick. Is this possible? Well, no, a nickel cannot be 6.5 centimeters thick, because a centimeter is 10 milliliters. 10 millimeters are really a small thickness, right? And um, having 65 millimeters thick nickel is not possible, right? Nickels are fairly flat, so it's more likely that the nickel is actually about 3 millimeters thick. So a 6.5 centimeters thick nickel is not possible.